Just because they sit next to you doesn't mean they stand for you. Just because they cheer for you in public doesn't mean they pray for you in private. And just because they smile when you win doesn't mean they aren't secretly relieved when you lose. Not everyone near you is with you. This is a truth most people are too afraid to face, because it requires letting go of illusions that feel like family, friends that feel like safety, connections that feel like home, but only because you forgot what home is supposed to feel like. You've confused proximity with loyalty. But closeness means nothing if the energy doesn't match. Some people are near you for the light, but they curse the fire that made it. They like the glow you bring until it outshines their shadow. They stay close, not because they believe in you, but because they are addicted to access. And the moment you set a boundary, the moment you say no, the moment you ask for reciprocity, watch how quickly love turns into distance. Watch how silence replaces celebration. And that's where the real work begins. You weren't wrong for trusting them. You were just hoping they'd evolve with you. But some people are only compatible with a version of you that doesn't know who you are yet. Because when you wake up, you stop needing permission to grow. And growth always comes with a grieving. You grieve the old self. You grieve the role you played. You grieve the illusion that proximity meant partnership. But here's the thing. Growth is not abandonment. Growth reveals who already abandoned you the moment you stopped being convenient. They weren't loyal. They were comfortable. And now that you've chosen truth over tradition, alignment over attachment, integrity over image, you're no longer the version of you they could predict or control. And that threatens them, because people who haven't met themselves will always be intimidated by someone who finally has. This is where Cyphoria begins. That sacred discomfort when the masks start falling, and what's left is you, unapologetic, clear, steady, alone. At first it feels like isolation, but soon you realize it's freedom. Because now, for the first time, you can hear your own voice without the interference of other people's expectations. You no longer shrink to fit the table. You build your own table and invite only those who bring soul, not noise. Truth, not flattery. Presence, not performance. It's lonely at first, but it's honest. And honesty will always heal what proximity only numbed. You start questioning everything. And that's how the mindset shifts. You stop asking, why did they do this to me? And you start asking, why did I keep allowing it? Because the most powerful shift in mindset doesn't come when others change. It comes when you stop needing them to. You become dangerous the day you realize you can outgrow people and still love them, but from a distance. You no longer explain your elevation. You embody it. You no longer negotiate your boundaries. You enforce them with softness, with certainty, with sovereignty. That's mindset. Not rigid, not cold, but clear. You're no longer available to relationships that only survive on the version of you that was too scared to walk away. And when the mindset shifts, so do your beliefs. You stop believing loyalty is measured by years. You stop believing you owe people your time just because they once showed up. You stop believing you have to dim just because they never chose to shine. Belief rewrites your internal narrative. It says, I don't have to stay small to be loved. I don't have to explain why I left. And I sure as hell don't have to apologize for choosing peace over performance. And people won't understand They're not supposed to, because your beliefs no longer orbit their comfort. Your loyalty isn't to who they were. It's to who you're becoming. And who you're becoming doesn't sit in rooms that dishonor your light just because it's familiar. And with new beliefs comes a terrifying gift. Clarity. You start seeing who's really with you, who only stayed for the benefits, who celebrated you as long as you stayed behind them, who loved your wounds but resents your healing. You see the takers, the emotional freeloaders, the silent critics, the ones who smiled with their mouths and stabbed with their absence. And you don't hate them. You thank them, because clarity doesn't come to punish. It comes to purify. It removes the noise. It reveals the soul contracts that have expired. It shows you what can't come with you to the next level. Clarity is painful, but it's not cruelty. It's the highest form of mercy, because once you see clearly, you can finally stop pouring into what was never built to hold you. That's when vision is born. Not a dream, not a wish, not a someday fantasy, a knowing, a divine certainty, a fire that says, this is who I am, this is where I'm going, and no one who drains me is allowed to walk with me anymore. Vision doesn't ask for approval. It doesn't beg to be understood. It moves. It builds. It protects its energy at all costs. Vision clears the fog. It says no to distraction. It says yes to alignment. It sees through flattery. It recognizes manipulation even when it's dressed in love. And most importantly, it sees you, not the version of you they tolerated, but the one you were destined to be before you learned to shrink. Good, because now that you see where you're going, you must protect why you're going. That's purpose. It's not a job title, not a passion project, not a mission statement. Purpose is the gravity beneath your soul. It's the fire that won't let you stay asleep anymore. It's the unshakable whisper that keeps rising every time you try to settle. You don't find purpose. You remember it. It's what made your heart race before the world taught you to be efficient. It's what made you feel alive before success became a costume. It's what remains when everything external is stripped away. And once you remember, everything misaligned becomes intolerable. You no longer accept energy that feels off. You no longer say yes to people who drain you. You no longer shrink to be understood, because your purpose is sacred. And sacred things do not negotiate with casual energy. Not everyone near you is with you, because your purpose terrifies those still avoiding their own. And you must be okay with that. Let them go. Let them misunderstand. Let them gossip in circles you've outgrown. Because the path you're walking now, it requires a different version of you. One that's not afraid to be misunderstood in the name of truth. To live from that place, you need discipline. The kind that doesn't depend on mood. The kind that doesn't wait for the right energy. The kind that moves, because the soul said move. Discipline is your spiritual spine. It holds you upright when life tries to bend you back into a shape that no longer fits. It's in the small things. Waking up early when no one's watching. Walking away from drama when no one else will. Protecting your mind like it's the altar of your entire existence. Because it is. Discipline is how purpose survives the war between distraction and devotion. And that war never ends. You just get stronger. You stop waiting for the environment to align. You become the alignment. You stop asking the world to respect your path. You walk it so powerfully, so precisely, that they can't help but move out of the way. Then comes action. the daily proof that you're no longer just talking about it. You move, not out of urgency, but out of alignment. You speak, not to impress, but to declare. You make decisions that match your destiny, even if they cost you comfort, even if they shake the ground beneath everything familiar. Because action is the great separator. It's where the inspired are revealed as builders, where the dreamers either rise or rot. You don't owe the world your plans. You owe the vision your execution. Your life is not an idea. It's a creation. And what you allow, what you nurture, what you build, will tell the truth about who you really are. Let it be undeniable. And in the doing, in the building, in the becoming, you will feel everything. Fear, grief, loneliness, elation, betrayal, pride, longing. Let it all come. Let it all flow. But don't let it lead. That's emotional mastery, not suppression. Integration. It's not pretending to be okay. It's choosing what to do even when you're not. It's not pushing emotions away. It's holding them with love, but not handing them the keys to your destiny. You are allowed to feel, but you are not allowed to quit because of it. You are not allowed to believe every feeling is fact. You are not allowed to shrink because a storm passed through your chest. You are not your wounds. You are the one who walks through them and still moves forward. And when the past gets brutal, because it will, that's where resilience is revealed. Not the fake version, not Instagram resilience, not stay strong nonsense. I'm talking about real resilience, the kind that shakes but doesn't shatter, the kind that cries then rises, the kind that doesn't pretend but persists. It's built in silence, in solitude, in the moments you want to give up but choose presence instead. Resilience says, this hurts, but I'm still aligned. This is heavy, but I'm still here. This didn't go how I wanted, but I didn't come this far to repeat old patterns. Resilience is remembering who you are in the face of what tries to make you forget. It's when you don't let a single season define you, when you rise from the betrayal without bitterness, when you learn from the failure without folding, and finally, you reach the truth you were never told. You were never alone. You were always becoming. The universe never abandoned you. It was carving you, shaping you, refining you into someone who could no longer be fooled by proximity, by noise, by applause, by fake friends in close places. Because now you know not everyone near you is with you. And that's okay. Because not everyone can walk with someone who has decided to live in truth. Not everyone can love someone who refuses to perform for it. Not everyone can follow someone who no longer follows the crowd. You are no longer available to be half loved, half seen, half heard. You are no longer accessible to energy that asks you to shrink to stay. And that is the beginning of everything. You don't need everyone. You just need you, fully chosen, fully seen, fully free.